Hello, Stampin' Buddies, or Craftin' Buddies as the case may be. We finally made it to our destination for the next couple of days. So crafting for me it's a little discombobulated, and I thought I would work with this beautiful blues kit just a little bit more. And let me see if I can get my other device up here so I can see things. And because we have been driving pretty much all day today, I am just struggling with my creativity. So I was cutting out a few pieces. So I cut out a couple of these with my beautiful motifs dies because I brought my little Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, and I just dropped the plates, but that's okay, I'm not going to use them right now. And we actually went to I think a Five Below store, and we found a little tripod. My husband suggested, oh, let's get you a tripod just for temporary, and I thought, okay, well, it'll work, you know, $5, why not? Looks like everything was going to work just fine. It had a little remote control and everything for the camera. And then when we got into the hotel room tonight, I'm getting ready to set it up, and I flicked the little feet out and one of them broke right off. So that's not going to work. So I have it set up right next to the lamp here. And so this little bit over here, that's the lamp. And quite honestly, it's midnight where we are now because we're on the East Coast. So anyway, it's going to be short and sweet tonight because, like I said, I'm kind of struggling. I had the idea to kind of create like a little step card here, and because I don't have all my supplies, I can't really do anything here. But basically what I did here was I took one of the card bases and I sliced it at 2 inches down to like 1.5 inches, and then I scored it at 1.5 inches across here, and I scored it another inch and did the same on you. Like I could put this down here and then put something up behind here, but I guess I'll have to finish that at home. So that was one idea I was kind of coming up with. And then I did it with one of the other card bases, and then I started feeling like I was just putting, I think, is it done buffering, Fifi? I felt like I was just wasting some of my card pieces, so I thought, okay, I just have to take a step back here for a second. So what I ended up doing was I had made, you know, a step card out of this base because there was just the white background. So I thought, oh, you know, there's not as much to ruin, I guess, if you will. So it didn't turn out how I wanted because I had to score it in a couple places to see where I wanted it. But I fussy cut one of the roses on there from the piece that I had cut off. And then it occurred to me, why not do that with the base? Fussy cut around here, and I didn't do it really neat because I was trying to hurry so I could get on here with you folks. And add another card base and make it into a trifold card. So basically what I would do is, whether you use it from the kit or from just a plain cardstock piece that might match it better, like Night of Navy, what I would do, and I don't have all the supplies with me, but I would emboss in white some cute little sentiment. I mean, you could put something like that here, but then you miss part of it. And I think embossing it on there would probably look nicer. And you could always put some of this in here if you had enough pieces. But I think just an embossed item in there would be enough. And then I would put a dark layer, like if I used Night of Navy, I would put a dark layer in there, and then another layer with the white, with whatever I wanted it to say inside, whether it was just all handwritten or stamped on there. So that was my plan for this card. And then I wondered, have you, that's basically all I'm going to show for this one, because I can't finish it because I don't have all my things. This would be too much to have it in there from our other card. If you remember our card from last night, this one I think was the most popular on a white card base. I had this one set up thinking I might use that, you know, like on here somehow. I played with a few of them. And that's what happens when you get some pieces going and you're trying to be creative. But yeah, I think the embossing would work on here nice, but it would have to be white, unless I have also done embossing where I've used, I'll put on the Versamark on my stamp, and then I'll stamp on the color, and then I'll stamp it down so that the colored ink goes on the paper first, and then you've got the Versamark on top. And then if you put like clear embossing powder on it, you can actually pick up the color of the ink that you're using, say Night of Navy. Maybe I should demonstrate that sometime. But Fifi, have you ever seen making a package out of an envelope? I did a video on that a while back, and I think it would be fun with some of these cards to do a little treat package. And let me get, hopefully my lamp won't move a whole lot. So with decorative envelopes like this, you can actually make a little bag. And what I typically do is I'll take the envelope and I will score it at 1 inch. Now this is a new trimmer, so I have to make sure that I usually switch my blades so that I have the score one at the top and the cutter at the bottom. I don't know why, it just works for me. But anyway, I'm gonna score this at 1 inch. And then I'm gonna score the bottom at 1 inch. And then I'm gonna just score this side also at 1 inch. Now be careful because your envelope is obviously curved up there, so I'm watching the lines over here to make sure that I've got it level. And I'm gonna score that at 1 inch. I'm done with my trimmer. Let me get that up out of the way. Hopefully I don't jiggle things too much. So then all I do is I fold on these score lines. All right. And then if you open it up from the inside, I'm kind of pushing. And if you crease the corners down to the fold lines on both sides, let me just turn this around. Just crease those down to the score line so you've got these nice little triangles. Then let me get my bone folder, because I did bring my little kit of tools. So let's burnish the corners. And then I need to get my glue. My little holder. I think we hit 3 Buc-ees today. That seemed like it was our repeating goal. We got like a trifecta today of Buc-ees. One of our last trips earlier this year was the first time I had ever been to a Buc-ee's. And they are all that. Besides having like a gazillion gas pumps, their store is like crazy stocked with stuff. You know, food, if you've never been to one. Oh, a Buc-ee's. It's like this huge travel stop. Like, I think semis can fuel there, cars can fuel there. They've got a store that's got all kinds of like souvenir-ish gift things. So there's mugs and housewares and t-shirts and grocery things. And then they also have hot food where they make pulled pork and chicken and french fries and brisket and the candied nuts like pecans and almonds and cashews. And there's probably like 100 different flavors, well, maybe not 100, 50 at least, different flavors of jerky, like beef jerky and turkey jerky and all the different flavors. So anyway, kind of back to here. So here's our little our gift bag. So if you you saw that I was gluing down those corners. So if you just kind of pinch these corners for the side of your bag, and then when I'm at home, I go ahead and I put a Velcro dot on. And then what I'll do is, since this is pretty, I'm just going to try something here quick. Yeah, Buc-ee's is an interesting place. We're set to get our first one in Wisconsin sometime in the next couple of years. That's not going to be too far from my house. What I'm going to do here is just trim this randomly up to the corner here. It'll probably be like a half an hour from where I live, but we wouldn't go there just to get fuel, but they have some fun little food things that it's kind of just a novelty. All right, so these, normally I would cut them off, and I think I'll still cut them off, but there's just a cute little bag, okay? So I think I'll cut these off because it doesn't really give it the reinforcement that I hoped it would. I've made these before and I usually just trim those off, but I thought because it was so pretty. All right, we'll get rid of that. So there's our little bag, and I would put Velcro on it, and then it would coordinate with a card. So you could have a card and a treat. It might actually go with this card better, because that's the same paper. Hello, Emily. So you're in Wisconsin too. You're supposed to get one in Wisconsin. I think it's in Oak Creek, isn't it? I'm from Wisconsin. And I'm down in Waterford, so I don't think that's too far from that. So yeah, Fifi, that was super easy. So just score the 3 sides of your envelope at 1 inch, and then just start folding everything in. And there you have your bag. You could easily put like some ribbon on it, make it into a little purse, okay, or just tie a bow on it and put that on there. This is that new ribbon. I know you wanted to see it, Fifi. This is silver edged ribbon. This is a pre-order for Creativity Now for demonstrators, and I don't know if you can see that really well, but it is very pretty. Shimmery but very soft, and it's got just the loose pieces with the silver on the edges. It's very pretty. And I could show you how, I don't remember if I showed you how easily it makes a bow, but it's pretty pliable. So there's a bow, just like that. And you could make it smaller too. I have a little bow jig at home that I use too when I want to make smaller bows. So that would make a cute bow to put on here too. It is sparkly, it's really pretty. All right, so there's just a couple of quickie things for you today. I apologize for not being a little more organized and a little more energetic, but it gives you some ideas what you can do with some of these kits, other than just what the kit's designed for. So that's all I have for you tonight. Thanks for popping in to spend a little bit of time with me. Oh, Fifi, it's fun. I was thinking, oh, maybe I just shouldn't do one tonight. And then I thought, no, because then I'll miss visiting with some of you gals that come on and join me. So thanks for popping in and joining me. I'll try to be here again tomorrow night. And we'll have a full day tomorrow, but hopefully it won't be driving all day. So enjoy the rest of your night. And until next time, happy crafting.